now for John and Taylor.
I just wanted to say what a wonderful job both of you did. I thought this was a rather difficult topic, and you both covered each side very, very well. You should be proud of yourselves. My question this morning is for Mr. Smith, and your position was that the current copyright laws are sufficient. And my concern is, let's say I'm the principal of a school in China, and I want my students to read a particular book. What is going to stop me from downloading that book and giving it free to all of my students at the school if we don't have something like SOPA in place?
Well, the book that the professor wants to download, I'm pretty sure these laws wouldn't stop if he owns the content and he wants to share it with his students. I'm pretty sure he could do that on his behalf.
Okay, so if I wrote the textbook, then I'm not going to get any profits from that. And are you okay with that?
Well, if you wrote it and you want to distribute it and charge for it, well, you have the right to do that, but if you want to share it with your students, you can do that as well.
Thank you.
Good morning. I would like to reiterate that you all did a fabulous job with this topic. It was pretty heady and you kind of broke it down very well. I do have a question for Ms. Doss, though. You mentioned that the creation of new laws would more likely make people more law-abiding. How do you think that would happen? Because wouldn't it be that it would just make the pirates more creative in getting around the laws? Okay, I'm sorry.
I think they'll obey them more because like they'll be a law against them now, and they'll be more scared that they'll get caught because they can see what they're doing now.
Good morning. My question's also for Ms. Doss. As Mr. Smith mentioned, one of the websites that would be penalized by Sopa and Pipa's YouTube when many artists perform covers or remakes of already published songs. If Sopa and Pipa were established, do you believe that this would stifle our creativity and expression?
No, I think the government only cares about like people stealing things. I don't think they care about kids putting their friends' videos on YouTube.
Thank you.
Good morning. I would first like to address Mr. Smith with the prompt. The intent of the bills was originally to mitigate or completely eradicate the financial damage caused by online piracy. Do you believe that it is possible to fulfill the intent of the bills, discounting their current flaws, and stop online piracy? And if so, how do you believe that that would be done?
Well, the laws as they are, they're completely too strict to be actual laws, and as happened, we petitioned against it for them to change it. So they had the right idea to seek out piracy and try to stop that, but if they just reshape the bill and make it more manageable and fair for everybody, then I think that'd be just as good.
Thank you. My second question is for Ms. Doss. The DMCA safe harbor provision is currently in place protecting the internet, which basically states that it is a legal provision that states that someone who hosts a site that allows user content is legally separate entity from their users as far as copyright violations are concerned. Now, in terms of communication over the internet, this would mean that the communications would have to go through some sort of middleman to screen the content of the communications to make sure that they do not contain any copyrighted material. How do you think that this would affect communications?
I don't
John Taylor, thank you very much. Outstanding job.